And welcome back to our show, Law and Hef. We have a special guest here today with us. We have Corissa Grant, who is an author of a book series.
Creator and writer.
Yes. The name of the series is Were the Chaos Redemption. Corissa, can you tell us a little bit about the book?
Sure. So, it's kind of a mixed genre of horror, supernatural, adventure, romance, all that stuff put in there. If for anyone that knows these shows, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Supernatural in Silent Hill in the Resident Evil world. So it's got, you know, monsters and really great characters, angels and demons, mythology, vampires, hellhounds, zombies, zombie mermen, ghosts. It's pretty much got everything, but it's not just a horror. It's an adventure where you follow these two characters as they try to survive through this town merging with hell, and the main character, Seraphina, is an angel descendant supernatural hunter, and her soulmate is Draven, which is a demon descendant assassin, and these two are trying to survive against their demon and angel father, who is trying to kill her because she was created from an angelic weapon with the power of souls, and if they get this weapon, it can tip the scales in either heaven and hell's favor during the war.
Wow.
Oh, man. I definitely got to check this out.
On?
You had me at Supernatural, but then you just mentioned all the other stuff, and that's like sprinkling on top of the cake. That is awesome.
Yeah, I've been reading through all the descriptions and everything that's on the website. WorthyChaosComics.com is the website. It sounds like a fun book. What age group is best suited for this book?
So there's no nudity, but which seems to be everyone's concern at every con. The parents are always like, is there any nudity? I'm like, no, but there's a ton of cursing and there's gore. So PG-13 maybe?
Okay, so about PG-13.
Yeah.
So in other words, I'm going to have to ask my wife if I can read it.
Yeah, and I will say that there is something, well, maybe two things, there's a lot of things unique about it, but two major things that makes our story stand out a little bit more than the rest. One, the entire Series 1 is already written, and it's about 45 issues. So the series is complete. There's a Series 2, but Series 1 is already completed, and it's 5 novels, and each one contains between the first 2 or 7 issues, and then the third is 10 issues, and then 4 and 5 are between 12 and 15.
Oh, wow.
But the most unique part of the story is when you're reading the characters, they are both written by two completely different people. So I wrote Seraphina. I wrote all her actions, her thoughts, her speech, everything that Seraphina I wrote, and everything Draven is written by my co-writer. So they have these two unique personalities. Like my character is like me, she talks way more than she thinks, where Draven thinks more than he talks. And so when you're reading it, I'm not that good of a writer. They are two completely different characters. So it's a little bit more unique because there are co-writers out there, but very rarely do they do just one character.
Yeah, that's
I
really...
like that because you really give personality and feeling to just uniqueness to each character. Because a lot of times it's just written by one person, and it's, you know, it's
how they think that somebody would feel as
it's
this.
not as genuine.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had people say, oh, it's like you're reading two different people. And I was like, funny story.
It is two different people, so that's great.
Yeah. It's because, well, what happened was we're role players. This wasn't intentional. I've been role playing. I don't know if you know Resident Evil at all, but I role played as Claire Redfield for 15 years online. You know, I wrote from her stance, from her point of view, you know, her thoughts and feelings and all that. And then we started this story, and we wrote it for about 2.5 years just for fun. We just got obsessed with the characters and the story, and there's actually 10 novels written, but 5 of it is a spinoff. So 5 is this very series. But yeah, we have a lot, and we're still writing. We passed the 1 million word mark about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, awesome.
So, and that's in 2.5 years. So yeah, we're a tiny bit obsessed with it.
Yeah, we, Hef and I, we are into role-playing games also. We do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and and that type of role-playing games.
So it's cool to know that that's how you started that.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, everyone wants us to make a tabletop for this, so we might eventually do that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you'd have us locked in on that one, definitely.
That would be really cool. Role-playing is theater for the mind, is what they say.
Yeah,
so.
It's very well said. It's very well said. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of unique characters. We did a lot of research, especially me. I did a lot of research on the angels and scriptures and their jobs. So, and the monsters, we did a lot of research. And then we have a lot of unique ones. Like we've been only doing this, the comic part for 7 months. But we have issue 6 that should be live now. And 4 through 6 is my version of vampires. They are subspecies of vampires called clotters. And they have a heartbeat that beats once every 6 hours, which is just enough to keep off rigor mortis. It gives them super thick clotted blood, which gives them a lot more strength. However, the downside for them is they need to feed directly from a human, or they decompose like a zombie. So they can't drink from a blood bag. They can't drink from animals. So what happens is the vampires, when they turn, they still have their soul. They're not like Buffy. They actually do have their soul. So they have this consciousness that they don't want to readily kill humans just to survive. So that the only way the species is able to survive is to turn only the most ruthless people. So you have serial killers and murderers and sociopaths, because they wind up being the most ruthless of them all. And not only that, to make it totally worse for our characters, if they taste or bite you, they can track you anywhere you go, like a homing beacon. And if you kill one of them, and if you kill one of them, the entire family comes after you. They don't mind the sun. They stay out of it, but when they're on revenge, they will go out in it. It doesn't hurt them. They don't sparkle, but they don't hurt them.
And, they don't sparkle. I love that.
Because the funny thing is, originally in mythology, they didn't die from the sun. That was created later for books and movies. They just were shadow creatures due to mythology. So we took that part out of it. Originally, stabbing them in the heart didn't do anything. It just pinned them to their coffin, so we took that out of it. So the best way to kill them is decapitation or fire. However, fire takes so long that you wind up better off decapitating them.
Right.
Yeah, but we did the whole blood thing, the whole heart beating every 6 hours was slightly a joke on my part, because I know it's mythology and they're not real creatures. However, in every movie, when they're cut, they bleed, yet they're not supposed to have a heartbeat. So how are they bleeding? So I had to add the slight logic to it. And then I wound up looking up, how long does it take for rigor mortis? And it was 6 hours. I was like, all right, make it 6 hours. So
there you go.
Well, I like your take on it. That it's not anything like you've ever heard before.
Yeah.
And you make a lot of good points, especially where, in movies where the vampires get cut, they're bleeding, it doesn't make sense. So I like how you explained it. You make it seem more realistic and believable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get caught up on this series. Really do some reading here. And how many issues did you say you had out now?
So at the time of this recording, there'll be 6 issues live. Now, when you buy the Kickstarter, I do have ketchup tears. However, I'm one of the few, and I don't know why there isn't more, I'm one of the very, very rare Kickstarters that offers you book 1 if you want it. If you only want issue 1, both PDF or printed, it's there. You don't have to get a higher tier. You don't have to sink your entire money into buying all 6 of them. You are welcome to just, buy 1 or 2. Now, we always have, in the add-ons, we have all the back issues and all the variants in both PDF and printed form. So if you felt like buying, let's say, 1 or 2, you could just use the tier 1 and then pick 1 or 2 out of the add-ons. So we don't try to steal your money or force you into buying ketchup tier. However, I will say the ketchup tier is the most popular, because not only do you get the issues, you get keychains and stickers and buttons and cards and all sorts of fun stuff. So I actually sell the most of the ketchup tier, but I like to give people the option. So when it comes to the tiers, you can get issue 1 or the current issue, so it'd be issue 1 or 6, and then there'll be like ketchup tiers, there's variants, and then you can pick whatever you want from the add-ons. And we are I've been called multiple times the merch queen, so always check the higher tiers, check the add-on. I have plushies and handmade statues, pillows, shirts, 3D statues. Anubis is incredibly popular. We have gold-plated coins. We have all sorts of really cool metal covers, metal trading cards, metal bookmarks. So definitely check out different tiers and stuff. And the easiest way to find us, and I'll just throw this out there before I forget, there are links, of course, and you guys will probably post the links. However, the easiest way to find us is to just search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter. We're the only thing that pops up.
Okay, so that was one of our questions, is where can we find these issues? And you said Kickstarter, searching up Worthy Chaos.
Yeah, it's the easiest way. Like, we do have issues available on our website, but you get more bang for your buck when you do the Kickstarter, because you get add-ons, and we have stretch goals, and generally we always succeed at least 3 or 4 stretch goals. And the first one's always a PDF bundle, which contains, I think this round is 20 PDFs of issue 1s from other indie creators. So if you were to buy a $5 PDF from us, pretty much for that $5, you're getting the black and white and color version, because we always have both, and then you're getting another 20, PDFs from other people. So you're getting a ton of money for, $5 or whatever you want to spend. And all of our tiers come with the PDF. So if you decide to get a printed version, you also get the black and white and color version PDF with it. So you get both.
I should say that's a lot for just $5. That's really good.
And once again, we're speaking with Corissa Grant, who is the creator and writer of Worthy Chaos Chronicles Redemption series. So
I'm loving it. I mean, I didn't get to actually talk to you, because you got to talk with Law that day, and he was kind of telling me a little bit about it. But hearing from you, I'm over here like I'm ready to start searching this up and start looking into it. You've mentioned things that every single one of the people in my family would be interested in, from statues to
we do
pins.
get a lot of praise on the panel work and the dialogue. The panel work, our artist, I don't know if you know this, Jonas DeCosta, it's his first paid job. So I don't know if you've seen the art, but it's absolutely gorgeous. He gets better every issue. And his panel work, I don't tell him what panels to do. I gave up a long time ago. I just tell him, you need these 3 panels, and he turns it into like these gorgeous 8 panels or something. And he just does phenomenal work. And the dialogue, I didn't even think dialogue was hard, because we did it from a novel. We just write very naturally. So we've been praised on it, whereas I was thinking it was the easiest thing in the world. People are like, oh, dialogue is really hard in comics. And I was like, it is. Like, I didn't know. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so special. I think because we wrote it from a novel's point of view, where we didn't have to worry about it fitting in the bubbles. We didn't have to fit. We just write naturally from the characters. So the dialogue flows really well for our 2 personality characters going on there.
And he's pulled up some of the artwork for some of the covers, and I'm telling you right now, I'm entranced. The artwork is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And where I pulled it up is worthychaoscomics.com. But she said she's also got on Kickstarter the Worthy Chaos Kickstarter page. So
we almost always have a Kickstarter going. We're either in pre-launch or we launch pretty much every other month. This one was released August 15th, and it goes for about 28 days. But we already have 7 done, and 7's going to be released October 3rd. So that's already set up. And then by then we'll have issue 8 done, which is technically booked to chapter 1, and that'll be January 23rd, because I give people Christmas off, so they don't have to hear me throughout the holidays.
Right. Are these books also available at like the comic book stores, or is it just through?
Not yet. It's just really through us. We are going to do a hardcover, a graphic novel. The cover is gorgeous. It's from a DC artist, Ken Hunt, who worked on Batman and Harley Quinn and Superman.
Wow.
And it's colored. Yeah, and it's colored by Lady Death Universe's current internal colorist, Cece Dela Cruz, and it's absolutely gorgeous. They also did, I don't know if you saw issue 4 with the Nubis, that was them too, and it was the most popular cover.
Oh,
yeah. So they did an amazing job. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and of course, you mentioned one thing at the beginning. You said it's a mix of supernatural, and of course, I know my wife, as soon as she hears this, she's going to be like, sign me up.
Yeah. They steal baby in issue 4. So they open the trunk and all the weapons are in there, and they're like, "Who the hell's car did we steal?"
Yes. Oh man.
So there is definitely a tie-in to Supernatural.
I love it.
Which is on the cover there. So this is a fun. Personal question: How long have you been writing?
So for this story alone, it's been 2.5 years, and we have the 5 novels for this one, and then we have the 5 novels for the spinoff, which is a what if story. So I don't. You guys probably didn't read this one yet. You're gonna have to now.
Yeah.
But in the very beginning, there's a flashback of when they're teenagers, and they were planning to run away from their abusive human parents. They don't know that they have angel parents, but they're human parents. And what happened was their brother was possessed by a demon and killed their parents on the night they were supposed to run away together. So she calls Draven up and says, "Don't come here because he's trying to kill me." And of course, the first thing Draven does is go there. So she jumps out the back window. He goes in the front door. He slips on her blood and calls her name. She turns around to go back and gets hit by a car.
Oh.
So for 10 years, he got arrested for her murder, and she was in a coma somewhere else. So for 10 years, they thought the other one was dead. She trained as a supernatural hunter, and he trained as an assassin. And the angels and demons tricked them to go to this town, and then they merged the town with hell.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. So now they're trapped in like a Silent Hill town where they can't get out. And at first they think it's a trick, so they're like, you know, my letter, when I first did the original, they were like, "Oh, shouldn't they be like happy to see each other and kissing each other?" I was like, "Hell no!" They're like she thinks he's a trick and he thinks she's a dream. So they're kind of, and then like 2 seconds later they're attacked by an entire town of ghosts. They didn't really have much of a welcoming.
Right.
But yeah, but all our books are actually pretty long per se, compared to other comics. Most comics are 24 pages. And ours are, I think the shortest possible one is issue 5, which is 24 pages. Otherwise, they're between 28 and 36. They're all 80 pound. Yeah, and they're all 80-pound glossy weight paper. These are not like, skimpy little books that you're going to buy. There's a lot of weight to them. They're gorgeous. I mean, the art just looks amazing and glossy. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're just starting out. You should do the cheaper version, blah, blah." I was like, "Nope, we're going all out." All or nothing.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're going with quality over quantity. And a lot of times these comic books nowadays feel like the exact opposite. So I mean,
like they're going to fall apart.
yeah, and you're like, I hate to put this anywhere. I'm afraid it's going to get damaged. But with this one, it sounds like something, it sounds like it's action-packed. The artwork is gorgeous. The story, I like the fact that you've written the story for the female character, and that your co-writer's done it for the male character, and that it's just so unique. There's just so many cool things that you keep telling us about this. I'm excited.
Another question: what advice do you give to future up-and-coming writers, comic writers, novelists? What advice do you have for them?
Well, I will say, no other creator or indie creator has done what I've done, where I wrote the complete story. And it's probably not recommended. However, now I know that the story has a great ending. It has, a great flow to it. I don't have any questions of how it's going to go. Like, you have Game of Thrones, where it didn't exactly end the way it should have ended. And, they kind of rushed in and, they went through. But someone said, "Oh, does your story get worse as it goes," or whatever? I was like, actually, it gets better. Book 2 is even better than 1, and 3 is my favorite because it's trapped in a Resident Evil town with zombies, and they're trying to get out of this town with other survivors. So you have, these different situations. But I would highly recommend at least outlining the entire story. You don't have to be a freak of nature like me and write the entire story. But it's highly recommended that you know how it's going to end. We usually write the ending first, just so we have something to, look forward to. And
a goal to get to, yes.
Yeah, but I will say a major thing that I would say, if you're actually turning it into a comic book, I would definitely, when you search for comics, for artists, don't ask for character designs. You must have a character idea in your head. The best thing to do is to have a script written and to give them a page of the script. I did not learn this until thousands of bucks into it, because they literally charge you twice as much for a design, where if you tell them what you want, they'll just put it on a paper for you, and then you can see how they do sequential art. Because some artists did a great design, and when I asked for a script page, it was awful. So you want to see how they are consistently with the character. You want to see how they do layouts on the page. So all I did halfway through my search was to send them a page of the script, and they'd come back with the characters and the poses and everything, and that was my best judge of character. So I would definitely highly recommend that.
And that's some good advice.
Yeah, very much, because I mean, we know, a lot of young people watch our show, and I know several of them would like to do. They like art and they like writing, and so this is really, really good advice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Facebook groups that they can join, like the artists and collaborators with writers and stuff, and that's where I found mine. And anyone listening, if they need help, I am like the unofficial PR for the indie community. I have done a lot of interviews, so I have over 125 contacts for interviews and stuff. And they're welcome to find me, Corissa Grant, on Facebook or Twitter. I'm at worthy_chaos. We have 5.3 thousand followers on there. And then we have a Worthy Chaos group where on Facebook you search Worthy Chaos Redemption and a group pops up and you join it, and artists can display their work for, for commissions, and other indie creators can post their links to Kickstarters and everything. And we are a very supportive group that will bring in new people, help you set up Kickstarter pages for free. We just want to see other people survive, and we like to promote each other. So it's a very great community, and I don't think I would have gotten this far if I didn't have them supporting me as well. So it's a great community. It's not competition. We are each other's support.
I think that's what I like about the indie community. It's more like a family, not where it's like DC and Marvel where it's so cutthroat.
Oh, yeah. No, we back each other's books. We share each other's posts. We share out links for the Kickstarter, and it's just an amazing community that when I first started this, like an idiot, I was like, oh, how hard can it be? It is the hardest thing I've ever done. And I started my own business. So this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also the most satisfying thing I've ever done. And when I do my Kickstarter, I get them out within 5 days usually, and I gift wrap them when I send them. And I was doing it the other day, and I was like, this is the most satisfying I've ever done. Like, I just love thinking they're going to open this. I just love thinking they're going to read my comics. I get like a hypersensitivity. Like when my artist sends me a page, it's like super, dopamine hit where I'm like, look at the page. Like, it's just awesome, and it is incredibly expensive. So I will say that up front. It is one of the most expensive things that I've ever done. And I think it's going to pay off. I have a lot of faith in it. It's already doing very well. So I do think eventually it'll make more. I don't really need profit that much. I just want to be able to pay my artist more because he's severely underpaid. He gave me the price. He has no idea his worth, and he's phenomenal. So I want to pay him before he figures out what he's worth.
I got you on that one.
And once again, this is Corissa Grant, creator-writer of Worthy Chaos Chronicles Redemption. One last question for you.
Sure.
All right. This will help self-promote you. Last time I saw you was at Nashville Comic Con. Where can people actually come out and meet you? How can they get in touch with you? And if you'll name off some of the websites and stuff, repeat, what the websites are that we've been talking about, and just give us what's coming up for Ms. Grant.
Sure. So you can find me at almost any Tennessee con. I will be doing Nashville next year. That was actually my favorite and best con so far. I do Fanboy in Knoxville. I do a couple in the Smoky Mountains. I don't like to travel out of Tennessee. I love staying nearby at local places. I also do book signings a lot nearby, so I can be seen there. The best way to find anything about me is at Twitter, which is worthy_chaos. And you can always message me there. You can message me straight from Kickstarter. You can go to Creator, and it'll message me and tell me. And I've met a lot of people through there where I get people all the time asking, do you want to self-promote, or that I'm new, can you help me with my Kickstarter? And I'm always welcome to help people. You can search Corissa Grant on Facebook, but I don't know if I pop up or not because I had it on private for so many years. But I just made it public, so I can be on there. Or you could join Facebook group Worthy Chaos and find me on there. Like I said, we just started a couple weeks ago, but we have almost 700 members, so we're very supportive and we like to help new people out. So that's the best place. Kickstarter, search Worthy Chaos, and you will find us on there. We almost always have a Kickstarter either in pre-launch. Like, I try to get into pre-launch the next day after I end. I'm always got my page ready, but sometimes Kickstarter takes a while. This time it took 5 days, and I was like stressing out, even though I still have 3 weeks to go before the next one starts. But we're very quick, which is good and bad. I mean, my fans are very loyal. I don't know how much money they have to do this every other month, but so far they're keeping up. We have very low tiers, like the $5 PDFs, or we have $10 printed versions, and they always come with goodies or stickers or whatever. And the stretch goals, we always have stickers or cards or prints or whatever. We usually have a lot of Marvel artists. For issue 6 in the add-ons, it's a secret. You can only get in on the add-ons because it's an uncensored cover, which we don't really do. But a Marvel artist that worked on Iron Man, New Mutants, Deadpool, he made it for me as a gift, and I was like, all right, I'll put it in a secret. So this is a secret add-on. But he also did a cover for me in issue 7, which is October 3rd, that ends on Halloween. And then he's probably working on a new one with zombies with me. I think he has a crush on me, which is great. But I also have the DC artist Ken Hunt, who does amazing covers. I also have Ian Chase Nichols, who did the wraparound cover for issue 6 and the cover for issue 2. He worked on the Tick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Red Sonja, and many others. He's absolutely phenomenal. He has no idea how great he is. I don't know how he doesn't know this, but he's amazing. So we got covers from them. And so we always have some unique covers for people. And then January 23rd, book 2 will start. Now, all the books are connected. There is a flow between them. The only reason why they're separated is, 1, you have to separate somewhere, and 2, it's a different environment. So issue 1 through 7 is Silent Hill type place. Issues 8 through 14 is kind of like Resident Evil 1. They're trapped in a haunted asylum where we have our giant salamanders, which is like our homage to the Lickers. We have ghosts and zombies. And then issues 15 through 24 is pretty much Resident Evil 2. They are trapped in the zombie-infested town with lab-created animals and all this stuff that I won't tell you how they created because it's kind of a unique setup and a twist. So, but
right.
yeah, you go through the town, you go through the city, you go through the military hospital, you go through the labs and all that stuff. So there's a lot of cool things there. And there's also 2 other survivors that I haven't actually told my artist about. So he's going to love having 2 more characters to write for the drama. But oh well. But yeah, so just we're almost everywhere. You can always search us on, if you need to see more interviews, I've done so many. Just search Worthy Chaos or Corissa Grant on YouTube, and I'm everywhere. You can't get rid of me. I'm just everywhere. So.
That is awesome. Well, thank you, Corissa, for coming and taking your time out to
speak with
us.
And tell us about how you got started and where we can reach you and find your comics, because I'm telling you, I'm excited.
So, thank you very much for this, and
we really appreciate you.
Appreciate you
thanks
coming
for
on.
talking to me. I appreciate that. You reached out to me, and it means a lot that you guys would do that. So thank you.
Well, hopefully we can share this out and get you some more people coming your way to check out your artwork, your writing, and then just the Redemption series, the Worthy Chaos Redemption series. Not just Redemption. Worthy Chaos Redemption.
If you search Redemption, there's like 700. If you search Worthy Chaos, there's only me. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So thank you,
guys.
Corissa.
I appreciate it.
And we will definitely be looking forward to the next series and issues coming out.
Oh, I'm going to check Kickstarter. I'm going to look now. And expect me to join your Facebook group too. Just saying.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.